Hello everyone, welcome to Noble Creative Tutorials, and today I will show you how to create elegant luxury countdown in Adobe After Effects using Stardust. So create your composition and let's get started. So after create a composition, and as you see here in my comp, I have Stardust applied to this layer and a text layer in the background. Basically, your background is very straightforward, just create a ramp and fraction noise and a text right here. So basically, this is going to be the text where we have the countdown. So just using this simple expression here, math seal 10 minus time. You can put whatever start you want to have. So I'm just going to keep that as it is, and we have audio here that we're going to use as well. So basically here on Stardust, we need to go to emitter and choose text and mask, and on properties layer here, we're going to assign the text number. So we'll see the particles jump around that. So let's zero out here the speed. And so now you can see basically what's going on. That's very nice. So let's turn off these off here. And on Stardust, on path properties, we have different settings here. So as you can see, we have edge and volume. So basically we're going for edge for now. And let's crank up these up particles per seconds. You can see what's going on there. So what I'm going to do here is animating the size Z, and around 8 seconds. Let's go for 500. So let's create a new camera here. So basically you can see what's going on there. So the depth is growing there. So on particle here, let's get there 3 seconds and live random there. We want that. And particle just 1, so we can see more details there. So now the number, you can read it. And basically opacity, maybe just 20 here. Maybe more a little bit. We can add things up later and add, and right here, let's choose a nice color here. Okay, that's look pretty cool now. And so now what I'm going to do here is duplicating these emitter, Control D to duplicate that. And let's connect these with these particle node. And for this one here, basically now, we're going to for 700 particle per seconds and just zero out the size here as well. So you can see now we have the line right there. So we're going to choose here edge weighted so we can control path subdivide here. So if we got more, you can see we have particles apart right there. So I'm going for 0.5, and we can have path trim as well to trim that. So going for something like this, you can go for whatever numbers you want. So maybe I'm just going for 25 there, something like that, as you can see here. That's pretty cool. So now I'm going to duplicate these, and basically we're going to just start variations right here, just to create variations. So now going to connect that right here. Let's also choose different seats here. And let's turn on these first one here. So you get the idea here. We have just the outline there. If you don't want it to be on the whole thing, you can just zero out the trim right there. So we want to go for these style right now, which is pretty cool, I think. So now we're going to add turbulence node here. And so what I'm going to do here, basically for position, I'm going for 300. And color, maybe 100 there. So we're going to start creating variation and affect turbulence, the whole thing right there. So let's go for 70 on scale. And basically right here, I'm going for 290. So we have some variation there, and we want less amplitude. So maybe 15 and around 9 on frequency here. And instead of letting these turbulence affect this whole thing, I'm just going to connect it to these two nodes particles here. And you can see the result right now. And we still have a lot of things we can do here. We have turbulence randomized. We can randomize these around 60 or whatever you want. So you can see now it looks pretty cool. But we need to see the details of the number there. So right here we have turbulence over life. So we want to use presets here. So I go for this one here, hit apply, and we want to flip that. And as you can see, the graph changed the look here. So we can adjust these and you can see how it changed right there. So if you see it's take more time or less, you can just adjust the graph. And the cool thing here about nodes is you can disconnect things quickly and see how it looks. And so let's just go for these 3 nodes and see. So there's a lot of variations you can do here. So what I'm going to do now, I don't want to keep these busy. So I'm just going to duplicate this one here. And let's use add blending mode on the second one. And now for the second one, we're going to do variations here. The first thing, let's just go to the emitter 2 where we have trimming right there. So maybe offset there, this one, maybe 70. You can play with these if you want to. So we just want to create, maybe I want that to be basically on top. Okay, and so maybe now we can just basically affect the whole thing right here and see how it looks. And basically, we need to create variation of colors as well. So for example, this one here, let's make these brighter here, maybe this one. This color, let's just copy these and paste it to the other ones here. So as you see, just by making few different particles brighter here, it's add a lot of details right there in variation. So let's compare here these 2 duplicates, and you can see the second one, we need to do more variation to it. So we're going to just randomize here the opacity and the size just to make it look really different than the one below it. And basically we can use path properties here. Can use size, maybe let's go for this one. So that's look pretty cool. Okay, so right here, maybe we don't want these animation here. Maybe just going for 100. This is the second one. Maybe you can add more right there. So it's up to you how you want that. And so now I'm going to duplicate this one here, Control D, and so this one here, let's just connect it maybe to this one for now. Let's disable these. Basically, it's going to be just the outline there. The same idea here, we're going to offset these. Maybe let's put that to 0. We want it to get into a really nice side. You can play with path trim as well, so maybe just keep it right there. So you can see what we have there. Basically on emitter, we have a setting here or property called time offset. So we're going to offset these by 100 frame and this one as well. So can you see how the turbulence moved there? Maybe this one just 50, so we can see we have more now of the depth there. So basically we have now both of these right there. You can see now we got really nice look. Okay, so let's just preview these and see how it looks like. Okay, so as you see, this looks pretty cool, but we still can do more things to it to make it look very interesting. So now let's duplicate this one again and let's solo these, the third one here, and let's just delete these nodes here. Let's disable these for now. And so I just leave these basically here, and let's first change color here. to make a variation on colors as well. Maybe something like that. And also want more life here for both particles node, just 10 right there, both. And 100 opacity right here. And for this one, going for 3 and 0 that randomness here, and opacity 50 here. So right here, this one, we want to go for once instead of that default right there. And so the same thing for this one as well, just once. And maybe we're going to keep that as it is here. Let's connect these particles node or emitter nodes to the particles there. Basically, we want that to vary there. Well, something like that for now. So basically what I'm going to do now is add a replica node here, and let's have 5 replicates here. And we want that offset to be on Z, so let's go for 50 right there. So you can see we got something like that, but we don't want it to be like this. So what I'm going to do here is going to random properties and then just randomize these properties here. So replicates numbers, we want 50 and chance 50 as well. Scale maybe 50 and opacity 100, position 100. Just randomizing these, you can see the look we got right here. Very interesting, as you can see here, and very cool. So let's turn on turbulence here, and maybe this time we can just go for maybe a less position offset. You just want maybe a touch, depend on what you want, maybe scale position or scale offset there. So you get the idea what you can do here. With the base settings we had first time, we start duplicating and create variations right there. So you can see now we have that variation. So this one, let's put it to normal and just duplicate this one here. This one going for add or license, whatever you want. So for the second one, we want to create variation as well. So let's go for maybe the offset here, or the frame offset. We want that to be just 0 for the second one. So you can see what's going on there. You can see here. Very nice. We're building up things on top of each other, as you can see. So we can keep going on these if we want to, and that's going to be really cool. So let's go back to the first one here, I think. Yeah, so this one, or the second one, basically. And maybe this one here, let's push it to 200 on the Z, or maybe minus. So it's going to get right there. Maybe 200 is too much, maybe just minus 50 or 100. So just up to basically how you want this to look. You can get more life in there, or more particles. Okay, so that's look pretty cool for now. Maybe this is too much here for the third one. The blue, maybe we need to trim that even more here. So you get the idea here what you can do with this Olve. So now we want to create some really cool background with this. So what I'm going to do here, basically just duplicate the first one here, Control D to duplicate that. And what I'm going to do here is just add a fill node right here. And for this one, I'm going to choose fill box, and on fill property, I'm going to make a really big box here, 2000 on each side here. So basically you can't see anything right there. So what I'm going to do here, affect properties, position, affecting that by 200, and 800 on this size. Basically, you can't see anything right there. Barely you can see some right here. So what I'm going to do here is randomizing these field here, and you can see what's going on there. So maybe push that minus 200 right there. So basically, we're just creating this background, basically based on these this one here, this text. So it's just going to be generating from there, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do here, just randomizing the live chances here, so it's not too basic right there. Okay, that's look pretty cool now. So let's just turn it back with everything else. And maybe we can push that a little bit right there, maybe 700 down there. So we got some nice background around there. Maybe these particles are too big right there. So let's see which one are big here. This one, so maybe just 1.5 and randomize that. Maybe here just 20. So we got really nice particles around these numbers here, which is pretty cool. So now what I'm going to do here is basically duplicating these again, and this time I'm going to create a grid. So let's just remove all these here. Give just these emitters node and particle node and turbulence here. Let's just disable these, and on emitter I'm going to reset that and basically go for grid and zero out speed. Make a really big grid here, 3000 on X and Y, and on grid X 300 by 100, so you can see what's going on there. So we need more life here. So let's go for 20. We don't need to have more random of life right there. And we are going to rotate that basically here, 90 on the angle X. So we have it right there, as you can see. And so we don't need the Z. Zero out that. And let's have these turbulence here on. Maybe we have here opacity. Yeah, we need to get that opacity, maybe randomize that. Okay, maybe just 50. I can duplicate this one here. And then just have maybe 2, 50, 0 out of these, and maybe 50 here. Just randomizing these things here. Connect that to these turbulence here, and basically we want to affect these with high noise scale, so 1500 there, and we want that to be on axis, and we want that to be on the Y, and we want 500. Basically we don't want these turbulence live there. Okay, that's pretty cool. Maybe just reset these frequency here, and maybe just 300. Minimizing maybe just 5. Well, it's depend to you how you want that to looks. And we can add animation to these using fractal speed, so maybe just 5. You can go for more if you want more speed to the animation of the grid. And so let's see how this looks like now. So I see it looks really cool, and the thing here, we still can add depth of field, which is going to make things really cool. So now the trick how to animate the camera without making things really slow and heavy. Of course, using Stardust and animate the camera at the same time is going to make things really slow. So all I need to do here basically is just turn on this text layer and solve it and then make it 3D. So now easily you can animate this 3D text layer here using the camera animation. So right here I'm just going to use position here, just to animate these very quickly and easily here. So, and then you can just preview that using these text layer, and then you can just turn on these. And basically we can turn on depth here for these as well, so we can get really nice depth of field right here. As you can see, we can create a new adjustment layer and add glow here. So maybe 100 here, 0.5 maybe. And we can have volumetric color here and just use some look here. So we can go for something that will change the colors a little bit. Maybe this one, or depending on what you would like to get. So let's try this one here. So as you see, these look pretty cool, guys, and basically you can really do a lot with these to make it look even much better than these, and hope you get the idea of what I'm trying to show you here, guys. So basically you can see here, if you want to adjust the number to be a little bit on top, you can basically use position right here, and that's going to affect the positioning of these tags. Or basically you can just use a node here, this transform node on each one, so that you can basically move your particles or whatever you want. So now basically I want to show you tips really quickly here from this example here. So the idea here, I want to show you this one, this example where you can basically create text and numbers mixed together. So the whole idea here basically is to use these this one. So let's solve these here. So basically these rely on expression as well. So basically this is the expression for this one here. So basically we're using array right here, which is this one. So this text array right here. So if we go for 4 right here, can have number 4, and it's going to update that. So basically this writes like array, and right here we are using L as variable, and just pick with these source text layer here, and basically we're using a vol here and reverse that. So we want it to start from 10. If you want that to start from basically 1, you can just do that. So reverse evolve, and then we're using time and using math floor basically to round out the whole number here, to get a whole number and to use it inside this variable of the array list LT. So we're going to indicate index of this array to call it, and so right here we're using if statements here. So the time, which is t less than 9, well, we are getting list array. And else we can choose whatever you want here to type. So there's several ways you can create this kind of countdown. So hope this one is very easy for you guys and you get the idea. And that's it, guys. Hope this tutorial was very useful for you as always. And if you have any questions, just comment and I will do my best to be responsive. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials coming soon. And thank you for watching.